Several people have asked me what I mean when I ask, what is your outcome in mind? It seems that it is not something as easily understood as I understand it. And so here's a video to share that with you, to share the foundation areas of outcome in mind. And I will also share some of my very own examples around that for when you're writing your book. So the first thing when people start writing a book usually is they just get started, they sit down, they have an idea, they sort of think, oh, this would be a great topic, or this is something I know about, or this is an experience I have had and I really want to share that. Away they go, start writing. The program that I offer, Write and Publish a Marketing Optimized Book, the very first session, which is a one-on-one individualized session with me, takes you through planning, thinking about and understanding why you are actually writing the book. And the first question for that is, what is your outcome in mind? What do you want to achieve with that book? So you can pose this question in many different ways. When I use the specific term, what outcome do you have in mind with your book? That can be anything from wanting to leave a legacy to just really affirming your own authority status, just being able to say, I am the author of. For many people, it can be as simple as that. I just want to have a book to my name. That in itself is absolutely fine. When you are in business, which are the type of people that I work with, in particular established coaches and consultants, they could be business coaches, they could be leadership coaches, they could be coaches and consultants in the health and wellness area. Whatever area you provide a service in and are coaching or consulting to people with, and you are established, so meaning that you are already getting great results with clients that you've had, then you want to write a book, I will say, what is the outcome you have in mind? So let me have a look at the 4 broad areas of outcomes that you could achieve by writing a book. To gain or cement your authority status, to validate your expertise. If that is your outcome that you wish to have with your book, that's perfectly okay. This type of a book is written a little bit different to the other 3. There are some slight overlaps, but ultimately, that is a very specific outcome you have in mind. So in the program that I offer, we will focus on achieving that with your book. What that means is your topic itself is a broader topic. It is not too finely niched, not too tight. And the title itself can be less exclusive. So it is not focused on just one specific reader or one particular target audience, but it can be fairly open or more open than other outcomes for other outcomes that you might have in mind. If you're writing a book and you think a little bit after that question comes to you, what's the outcome you have in mind? You might say, actually, I'd really like to bring new clients on board. I want people to see my authority, my expertise in the book, but I really want clients as a response to having read my book to come to me. That requires a different approach to starting your book, to writing your book, and to finishing your book. And marketing optimized, which is another term I use, and I will explain that in another video, is very much what comes into play here. So if you want to bring clients to you, we really need to have a look at a very specific topic with an exclusive title. So that means, who exactly is this client that you want to bring on board? Let's have a look at that. What sort of outcomes have you achieved with them already in your business? And how are we going to formulate that? How are we going to bring that into your book to show not only that you know what you're talking about, your authority and your expertise, but to also give that prospect, that reader who's a prospect, a potential client, to give them the confidence in you to come to respond to that book and to come to you ready to say, yes, you know, I know who you are from having read your book, and I'm ready. I want to work with you. What's entailed? Let's get started. So that would be bringing clients to you using your book, the outcome of the book being clients coming to you. Another outcome could be that you really want to write the book to get your foot into the door of something. So for example, get your foot into the door of an industry that you are not necessarily at this point in time associated with, that you might not have any connection to or any formal education in, but you know you have something that that industry or those people in that particular industry or business or company need, and you can service them well. And so you really want to get your foot in the door by using your book as that door opener, for a better word. In that case, we still need a specific topic and an exclusive title, because you're targeting a specific industry, company, business, direction with an exclusive title. So it speaks to those people. They read and get a feel for your authority, for your expertise on the topic you're writing about. And that door will open for you. They will say, yes, I can see, I can read. You are the person to come work with us. You are the person for me to give you the contract to. So that would be number 3 as an outcome in mind. And number 4 is very much focused on wanting to get into the media. Now, this could be a whole range of different types of areas of expertise you are coming from. The ones I particularly work with, as I said earlier, is coaches and consultants that are already established in their business and have great client results. But this could also work for people in, let's say, the music industry, or people who are in art, something like that. If they write a book with the outcome in mind, getting into the media, that would be a very specifically written and designed on the inside, I'm talking on the inside, book to get into the media for the purpose of what I teach and what I'm sharing with you here now. To get into the media, your topic can be broader and less exclusive in the title itself. Now, there are several ways of how this can be particularly focused on as an outcome in mind. Number 1 is you really want to get such a book out quickly, so you don't make it super long. Not too many words, not too many pages. You make that topic something that is at the moment already out in the media, and you have a contribution to that. You have something to say. Even if you want to leave a legacy around what's already in the media or what you want to bring into the media, this would be the style or the type of book that you would work on if that is the outcome. Now, getting it out there quickly so you can get into the media with the topic, but you can also think about making the topic something, as I say, broader, so that it might be out there right now, but quite likely never going to go away out of the media. So you can always tap back into it. And ultimately, the book sales overall would come in every time you get back into the media. Every time that topic comes back up and you get out there, you get asked to comment or for interviews into the media, for example. Now, it is also possible, of course, that getting into the media with your authority status and expertise validation book, they are linked. And of course, any of these 2 here can also be linked to the media. So it's not that they are completely excluding each other, these outcomes, but ultimately there is a certain direction and way that we work on bringing these outcomes in mind into your book right from the start. So that's what's so important. Now, let me share some real life examples on some of these outcomes in mind with you. My very first book, when I first learned how to write a book and wrote it and published it myself, was The 5 Practical Steps to Find and Keep Great People. Now, this book was in direct response to me having been in the jewelry industry in a business that I owned. and in office supplies industry. And in both industries, I connected with a lot of other businesses around me from all different types of other industries: hairdressers, florists, local accountants, insurance businesses, and so on. And the recurring theme that I was hearing from these businesses was staff. How do you work with your staff? You know, we have got people coming in the door and straight back out the door. They're not doing what they asked to do. They're not loyal. They don't know what they're doing. How do we find staff? How do we keep staff? And I thought, when I sold my second business, I thought, I don't know what these people are on about. I really know what this is all about. I had up to 8 staff in my businesses, and I always had fantastic people. They ran the business when I was taking time off. So I put that in the book, and I particularly had in mind to get from those retail type businesses away into consulting. So I wrote this book with the outcome in mind, to get the foot in the door of, as a consultant, of the local businesses, the businesses around me that I knew were having trouble with their staff. And published that book in the very first week. I got 5 contracts straight away because of my book, working as a consultant in team and staff management with the businesses in various ways. So this is a foot in the door book that I wrote with that in mind. Now, as I was working with those businesses and I discovered what was going on in those smaller businesses, I thought, they really haven't given their staff any tools to work with. No wonder they can't do what they are asked to and achieve outcomes and get frustrated and leave again. I have always done staff training, but I also had tools in my business to help the staff to do the work I wanted them to, in particular marketing, of course, because marketing is something I have done since the days we had glue and scissors physically for cut and paste. So The Secret of Marketing a Business Like Yours was written specifically to bring clients to me. And these are business clients. So I'm not talking customers, direct customers, but I'm talking business clients coming to me, showing that marketing is what I know, and I know how they need to market their business. So very specifically, a business like theirs. And that worked perfectly well. Sticky Beak Marketing is the marketing agency I started at that time, and that is how I built it, by using that book to bring clients to me, to my marketing agency. That worked really well. But also in that marketing agency, since 2014, I kept having people over and over coming to me with a book asking, we've got this book ready, we've published it, and now we need some marketing. And I could see where the flaws were. This particular direction, what's the outcome you have in mind with your book, is always something that people are missing at the beginning. So they're not writing their book, or at the time I was calling it, they're not building the book with marketing in mind. So Build a Book to Build a Business was my third book that I wrote in response to that. And I put that program as part of my agency in place. That was in 2014. So it has evolved, and it is constantly evolving since then. So I've refined it, and I am now focusing particularly on write and publish a marketing optimized book. And as I said earlier, marketing optimized, what does that mean? We'll talk about that in another video. For today, I've shared with you 4 main areas of outcome in mind. So this should give you something to get started with. And if you are wanting some help with this here, my particular program takes you through every single step that you need to have whatever the outcome is that you wish to achieve with your book. You have that outcome, and you are going to get the clients into your business. You are going to get your foot in the door into the industry you're looking at. You are going to get into the media, and you are going to have this authority status and your expertise validated. Sigrid de Cast, Sticky Beak Marketing.